everyone to the Scaling Smart podcast, where we bring together industry leaders, entrepreneurs, and innovators to discuss key insights, strategies, and their experiences that have driven success both for themselves and their customers. I'm Billy Mitchell, your host, and today I'm excited to introduce Richard Avery of titaniumcomputing.com, which is a technology solutions provider specializing in managed IT services, cybersecurity, and cloud infrastructure, but mostly helping businesses streamline their operations, protect critical data, all while scaling efficiently. Richard, I appreciate you joining us today. How are you?
Thanks a lot, Billy. Doing okay. Appreciate you having me on. Excited to get into the weeds.
Absolutely, same here. As a reminder to you, as well as our audience, we break this podcast up into three sections. Number one, we want to get to know you. What's your journey? A little bit about your organization. How'd you get here? What it is. Also, want to dive into the industry as a whole. I already know that I'm sure AI will be a good part of that conversation. Also, want to get to know your ideal customer. So, if anybody's out there that would be a good fit for you, they can get a hold of you. And then finally, growth and scale. So, how are you growing the organization? What are some of the key factors that have been successful for you? Maybe even some that you'd recommend not do. So, with that, let's jump right on in and get to know your organization. So, what's the elevator pitch? Tell us a little bit about the company, maybe some stuff that I didn't personally uh, touch on.
Sure. I appreciate the softball intro, Billy. My name is
Yeah.
Richard Avery with Titanium Computing, the element needed to keep your business running. We're a full service IT MSP help desk provider uh, specializing in cybersecurity and physical security. My father was a locksmith. I was drilling safes and picking locks before I was 10. I've got a lot of paper, 77 IT certifications, 36 in cybersecurity, 5 in pen testing. I did 3 deployments as a civilian contractor for the DoD to Iraq, 9 civilian deployments to Afghanistan. I've got 2 MBAs, 4 certifications from Notre Dame. I'm a trained hypnotherapist as well as 4 certifications in NLP because you need to be able to hack people as well as hacking computers. So that's kind of a quick synopsis of my experience. I've been doing a lot in the cybersecurity hacking space for a great deal of time. And combining physical security and logical security is really one of the specialties that we have here at Titanium, where I'm training people to effectively become hackers, not just a help desk role or somebody learning how to just do some things. You need to be able to do everything in IT, especially from an MSP standpoint. You're learning something new every day. So that's kind of the specialty that we have here at Titanium is really having a wide breadth of understanding to be able to support our customers better.
Awesome. That's good. Good background, good info. And yeah, sometimes I feel like if I can just figure out how to change my password or remember my password, I feel like a hacker. So I would love to be able to learn a little bit more about that. Um, let's talk about how or when or why you started Titanium. So what was kind of the genesis of your career in the military? Thank you for your service into Titanium and kind of that transition. So where'd that come about?
Well, appreciate the thanks. I was just a dirty contractor, civilian
Oh,
entirely.
well,
So,
still, you know what?
but
You're out there
nonetheless,
helping and working.
I transitioned from doing work for the Department of Defense as a subcontractor uh, into starting Titanium because there was a personal event that got triggered, which was my own doctor effectively sent me a letter saying, "Hey, I'm going to be selling our practice to a larger conglomerate," and I went to him and said, "Hey, you got some requirements here from a HIPAA standpoint to migrate this data, your hardware, my data, because I'm a patient here. Um, Let me help you do that." And he was like, "I'm not interested in doing it. I don't want to do it." I'm like, I'll help you do it for free. I do this all day long. I write NIST compliance for the federal government, secret, top secret, NSA accredited networks. HIPAA's a joke in comparison to that kind of stuff. And he's just like, "Oh, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it." And we got into it a little bit, in a verbal discussion. I'm like, "You just told your patient you're not compliant and you don't want to be compliant. You're not interested in being compliant." I'm like, that's kind of a thing. And I walked around went to all the offices of all my medical providers at the time, whether they were my dentist or my chiropractor, or my wife's OBG, and every single one of them, not only were they not compliant, they had no interest and, in fact, were aggressively pushing back. The most extreme of those was my wife's OBG, where I brought paperwork saying, "Hey, Here's my wife's signature giving you permission to discuss her medical records with me and how you maintain those medical records. Do you have an incident response plan? Do you have a continuity of operations plan? How are you managing your backup disaster recovery? She stared at me, picked up the phone, and called 911 and said, there is someone in my office who refuses to leave. And I was just like, all right, like if it's that bad that doctors are going to call the cops and not even have a dialogue with me, there has to be a big business opportunity here. And that's where I was wrong. Nobody seems to care about HIPAA at all. Compliance just seems to be like a limbo stick that people try to get under until there's a big contractor, until it means a profit. We have to become SOC 1, SOC 2, SOC 2 Type 2. We need to become CMMC 2. We need to become this. We need to become that. Only at those points in time are they really interested. If it's just this blanket level of compliance that you're supposed to meet, everybody tries to dodge it.
That's that's really interesting, and makes me think of another person I interviewed on this podcast, and uh, they're talking about being sued, and most organizations are like, "No, we're good," until they get sued, and then now I need your help, right? So I appreciate the be ready, be prepared, and don't come to you when there is a problem. Get to you before the problem. Completely understand that. So that's good. I appreciate that. With that, tell us a little bit about your ideal customer. Who are they? What are they coming to you with ultimately as kind of their crux problem, and how are you servicing them in an ongoing manner?
Uh, Most of our customers want to not be IT professionals. And I train my staff to not expect them to be. A lot of IT people, and I'm going to use that with a broad brush, a lot of IT people assume or want, oh, why doesn't my lawyer know how to install a printer? Why doesn't my brain surgeon know how to, set up his MFA on his cell phone? I don't want them to be better at IT. That's our job. I want them to be better at what they do, which is to be a brain surgeon or a rocket scientist or who knows what they might be. We've got lots of different kinds of customers. We don't have any rocket scientists at the moment, but we've got laser scientists, so that's kind of the
That's
next
close.
best
That's
thing.
close.
And that metric, just to be able to have that real IT help desk experience. Like the whole purpose of an MSP is to replace internal IT staff, where you can, if you had a guy in the corner, you would go ask him questions. Hey, what's the best kind of printer I should buy? Hey, what kind of monitors should we equip? Hey, I need to get some webcams. What's a good price point for a webcam? Most IT providers, most MSPs are just like, get whatever. Or here's a link to a specific vendor, or they try to make it a sales opportunity and not an education opportunity, right? Why are you buying this product over that product? Why are you advertising this service over that service? That's what people really want. They want you to be the person that they can ask questions to, whatever those questions are. Modern questions are certainly about AI in the last couple of years. But even then, they're going to be like, hey, what's the best AI platform I should be using for blah? What's the best product I should be using if I want it to write emails for me or answer compliance questions or all sorts of those things? That's the solution that they really want. They want you to be that IT resource just like you were inside their organization. And that's usually where a lot of MSPs fall over. And they're like, oh, this isn't really, this is a consulting that we really just want to take care of tickets for you and solve problems that are real problems, not theoretical conversations. You should talk to your account manager or your account rep. And they don't really have a good answer for those because they're not the technical people. Your technical people will tell you, listen, don't buy this brand of printer. It really sucks. And when it crashes all the time. So there's both the customer wants to react and interact with the IT company, and most IT companies try to kind of keep you a little bit at arm's length, being, oh, go through our ticketing process or send in an email support or talk to chat, and chat's just an AI bot now. So it becomes this frustrating experience. So we try to target customers that want that whole thing outsourced. And usually we're targeting anywhere from 10 to 100, 150 seats,
Okay,
meaning end users, not computers.
that makes sense. And because you brought it up, going into the AI and the new world of all that that is, um, I want to jump into the industry where it's headed. Um, I used to say where it's headed in the next 5 to 10 years. Obviously, I think time's going a little bit faster than that. So I want to know for you, the IT industry as a whole, broad brush, where are we going in the next 2 to 3 years? Um, and naturally, I would imagine, and I look forward to that's going to go into AI. So tell me about how you're managing the AI. You were telling me a good story that you had with a prospect that resonates with me because I have had similar conversations. But yeah, next couple of years, what are we looking at?
Well, in my opinion, and I've certainly had this conversation with others who share the opinion, we're going to see more roll ups and more acquisitions, right? Big players can spend more money on AI level resources. So they're going to go spend $1 million to buy hardware to host stuff in a data center, and they're going to try and answer those tier one tickets faster. They're going to try and have AI do those things for you. So they're going to, larger providers, people who are the top of the pyramid chain in IT MSPs, are going to start offering more services direct. They're going to try and cannibalize their customer base and try to skip the MSP and go more out directly into the market, right? They're already, it doesn't matter who you talk about, whether it's Kaseya, ConnectWise, or somebody else, they're offering professional services already to MSPs, to IT companies. They're offering outsourced technicians already to IT companies, to MSP companies. They're offering marketing services, marketing SEO, marketing website, marketing engagement, email leads, lead gen. They're offering those services already. They're eventually just going to start offering the whole stack themselves as they've used you to effectively alpha test, beta test all those services. And they're going to start gunning for the lowest people on the chain.
Yeah,
That's what I see things going forward.
yeah, I see that in our industry too. We manage paid ads across a bunch of different platforms, and almost all of those platforms are trying to reduce the amount of work that an agency can do inside of those accounts. They would rather just kick us out of the middle and then go directly to the customer. Um, we do a greater suite than just paid advertising, but the point being is we're seeing that as well. Now we're adopting AI more currently, more as um, those menial tasks, right? Summarizing things, composing a quick email, whatever it might be. So trying to, a good friend of mine likes to say, condensing the workflow. If something took me an hour before, now I can get it done in 10 minutes, right? And potentially better, right? Certainly more professional and yeah, in my voice even, right? Um, in fact, side note, one of the things I just have been starting to play with is Chat's new web browser, Atlas, which has been pretty cool. I don't know if you've heard about that or not, but it's just all integrated, built in together. It's been pretty cool. I like it, but yeah. So I understand kind of that component
I
of
think I
where
lost you,
you're.
Billy.
Oh, are you there? Test one, two, test test. Richard, are you there?
I hear you now.
Okay, awesome. All right, let me make a quick note just to edit this section out real quick. Um, we are at minute 14, so we'll have a look at minute 13 to minute 15. All right, pushing the wrong buttons here. Give me 2 seconds. Speaking of IT, How about now? Are we back in service? Excellent.
Seems that
All right. So, in case we don't know exactly where we got cut, we were chatting a bit about AI and where we're headed, and some of the things that even I see in my own industry that's certainly affecting or impacting as well. Really trying to cut that middleman out and condensing that workflow. So I think all of that's very interesting. How are you as a company embracing that change in AI? Are you trying to become more consultative in the approach with your customers around AI? Are you deploying your own AI to help your workflows and operations processes? What does that look like for you guys?
yes, all the above. So we've got hardware that we bought. We're in the video card purchasing mode. We're in the DGX Spark purchasing mode. We're networking Sparks together. We're having conversations with people about Blackwell, chipsets. How are they going to want to do AI inside their own shops? Explaining to them that if they have any idea that they're going to do AI, that they're going to need to have some 10 gig infrastructure, that they're going to need to upgrade a lot of hardware, that you can't just do it on any piece of equipment that you want. You need to start spending real money to have some of those offloads, and you can't just have it all on a server. We've got a customer that's planning on buying 25 $5,000 desktop machines
Wow.
for really high-end workflow on each computer, and they still need to have a server with a high-end network interface. And in this case, it's going to be a 25 gig interface card, which is just not standard in a lot of servers. You got to build infrastructure for that stuff. So people don't realize that, okay, I'm going to leap into the AI. Cool. You're going to leap into somebody else's AI to start, and then you're going to figure out how it really works for you and how you're going to integrate it. Whereas we've got, multiple internet connections in our office. We've got our own little data center here in our office. We've got our own, HVAC to cool it and UPCs to, keep it going. And uh, getting that infrastructure inside a normal customer, they're just not going to process that. They're like, what do
Hmm.
you mean I got to spend an extra $50,000 and $5,000 a computer? Well, you don't, but to get the results you want from a professional level, you might. So that's kind of we're building tools as well as using AI to compress our workflow, but we're really using AI to build new tools with coding support and coding development, with a lot of infrastructure of products that will be able to bring and solve problems for other IT companies and other MSPs.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, I appreciate that insight and kind of the forward looking at what you guys were doing. Let's get back into more of that sales and growth of your organization. Currently today, where are you getting most of your new customers? Is it partnerships? Is it general advertising? Referrals possibly. Talk to us a little bit about what you guys do from a sales and marketing perspective.
Well, from sales and marketing, I don't get to do nearly as much as I want to do sales and marketing. I wear a lot of different hats. I have an MBA in marketing. I've worked for a couple different marketing companies in my history. And in that involvement, there's, good is the enemy of perfect, right?
Mm,
Or perfect is the enemy of good, depending on
right.
which way you want to go. So I have a conflict of, oh, that's not really what I want to do. How do I engage? How do I have my drip campaigns going? How do I do it? Effectively? I've just gotten my name out there and I've communicated with people in a natural networking local kind of element. That's where most of my customers come from. That's where most of my engagement happens. And then we've got our YouTube platform where we're doing YouTube content and sharing with people. And that's been helpful to get a message out, and also kind of to differentiate us from a normal IT, normal MSP experience. That the quality that we have here, that we train here, is just way above the norm that's inside the industry. Usually, even a starting technician at Titanium, at the 6 or 7 or 8 month mark, they're already looking around saying, "Why do I know more than everybody else?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "This feels really weird. I'm talking to other IT people. I'm in other environments. I'm having conversations. My brother, who's been in IT for 3 years, I already know things way higher level than he does. Why is that the case?" And it's how we train and the years and decades of experience that we bring to our education and our training mechanisms.
Let's dive into the YouTube stuff. I'm curious to hear how you guys are maximizing YouTube. I really like, um, well, first of all, I really like YouTube. I spend most of my time watching YouTube versus TV in general. So, how are you maximizing that? Are you creating content that's very informational, like teaching and showing things? Is it really case study in the sense of like how you have approached certain things? Talk to me a little bit about what you guys are doing on that platform.
Well, we're doing a couple different things. One of the things that I try to qualify for people is how do you become me, right? How do you start your journey as an IT professional, become a cybersecurity professional, and then become a hacker? Like how to actually go hack into buildings, break into banks, break into hospitals, physically and logically. How are you doing that? And how are you getting the right certifications to get in front of people, right? The 8570 is a great example, right? The 8570-01 is the government's and the DoD's threshold for what certifications you must have to have what level of a job. So most people don't realize, these three certifications are on the 8570-01, and these three aren't. Well, if I want to get a government job and I want to get a job with clearance and I want to get exposure to some of these things, um, I need to focus on the certifications that are on that list. And Microsoft certifications are not on that list. So you can have all the Microsoft certifications in the world, but if you don't have a couple CompTIA certifications, you're not going to be eligible for those jobs. Full stop. So kind of walking people down the path of what how do I get to where I want to go and where do I want to go? And educating people on cybersecurity roadmaps. There's a great roadmap from Paul Jeremy. His last name is not spelled how you think it is. So if you just search, cybersecurity certification roadmap with Paul Jeremy, it should auto complete. But his certification roadmap has like 480 certifications on it. So when
Wow.
people are like, "Oh, how many IT certifications are there?" There's a lot. So when I say I've got 77, I'm not even 25% of the way there.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff on that roadmap. So the first target market is people that want to become me or become a hacker. The second target is that most people can't get a hold of someone with my skill level at all. Like people like there's I'm certainly not unique. There's certainly people who have my skills who are out there, but they're usually working for Amazon, they're working for Samsung, they're working for AWS. They're already out in the field doing something, and you can't get their help. You can't get somebody typically to pick up the phone to interact with you. So we interview C-suite executives. We've got a lot of interviews on our platform. We interact with people, and we effectively say, "Hey, we can support your business. We can help take care of you." So there are two markets: one, the people that want to become me, and the people that want to hire me to help protect them, whether they're high net worth individuals that want to have a real cybersecurity team, or they're companies that want to have a cybersecurity team to support them, do their help
Very
desk,
cool.
take care of the blinky lights.
Yeah, that's good. I've got lots of those. Yeah, I've really been trying to branch out into YouTube just personally as well. So I'm excited to follow along. I'm going to go watch some of your videos as well. But first of all, I appreciate this conversation. I think it's been very enlightening. I can tell you obviously really know your stuff. Certainly an expert in your field. So I appreciate your time. I want to end here with a lightning round. It's not challenging or anything. I'm just going to ask you some quick questions. Whatever the first thing comes to your mind that would be the perfect answer. So with that, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Yep, same here. I've got one sitting right here. I know you were mentioning you got one too. What's one tool or system that you rely on to keep your organization running smoothly?
Nmap.
All righty. Favorite book, podcast, or resource that's influenced you the most?
Uh, lately it's been Alex Hermosi.
Cool. Yeah, I like him. All right. In kind of a short sense, what's one of the biggest challenges you faced in your career, and how has it shaped how you approach your business now?
Oh, one of the biggest challenges in my career. Um, Training the new generation of employees to interact with the old generation of people. A 22-year-old doesn't have 10 years of phone use.
Yeah,
Whereas when we were 22, we did. We picked up
right.
the phone rang. Hello, yes, is your mother or father available? Right, like you were interacting with that phone on the wall.
Yeah,
Whereas a 19-year-old might have never answered the phone. He's asked to chat, text. He's engaging in different forms of communication. Now he's sitting in front of a phone. He's like, what am I supposed to do with this thing? And how am I supposed to talk to people? So explaining certain levels of what professionalism, social skills, and how to then elevate that to social engineering has been probably the biggest challenge in the last 10 years.
I really like that answer. And I wouldn't normally go on a diatribe here, but I've been in conversations a lot with the younger workforce generation, and there are some challenges to working with them. But what I really like about how you've posed it is the communication with the older generation. So it's filling that gap or building the bridge across that gap. That's something I'm going to be thinking about. That was really good. All right, one bucket list item you've already checked off.
Uh, Breaking into a municipal police station.
All right. I sound like I need to have a follow up on that, but we'll save that for another conversation. What's one goal you're still working towards?
Uh, Man, um, a goal I need to get back to is being able to do 20 pull-ups again.
Okay, awesome. I can't even do one, so we've got a long way to go. Finally, Richard, if our listeners want to get a hold of you, what's one of the best ways to do that?
You can reach out to us at titaniumcomputing.com. The phone number there will get you right to me directly. You can reach out to us on our YouTube channel. We've got some Facebook, we've got some other platforms that you can reach out to us on, but YouTube and our website are going to be the best platforms.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for this time. It was really good. And for everybody else, this is a wrap of this episode of Scaling Smart. I'm your host, Billy Mitchell, and I want to thank you for joining us on the Scaling Smart podcast, where we have conversations with real people who have real stories, who have learned how to scale smart.